Good morning, YouTube. It's an exciting and wonderful day in Texas today. The sun just come up right on time with a clear sky this morning. It's been cloudy for a few days, but this morning as I got out and ran my 2 miles, the sun was just already shining, coming up over the horizon, shining nice and bright and just landing on the flowers and just marvelous. Um, uh, Making them feel marvelous. The ground is still, even though it's going to be sunshine today, going to get up to 75, the ground is still moist. And so the flowers and the trees have the best of both worlds. They've got the sunshine, or it's going to be shining all day on them, full sun all day, and they're going to really be able to sparkle. And then also they got the moist ground that will enable them to root down good and all. And so they're just going to be cheerful and happy all day, as it were, just like us when we start feeling that truth and love of God. The sunshine of truth comes upon us, and then the love comes behind, right there with it to moisten it and soften it, is where we can receive it, and and so then it's tempered by love, and it penetrates more that way as we give it out with love. And so we're just going to think about how the omnipresence and omnipotence of God is this morning, and how he don't have to wait for a particular sunshiny day like the flowers and trees does, or for a rain and all. His love and his truth is just going out all the time, 24/7, and it's just everywhere and on every inch of space of this earth, just always shining down upon us. His truth's always shining down upon us, and his love is always underneath us, lifting us up. And he's just bringing it together, love and truth and joy, and he combines it all just right. You don't have to worry about. He don't have to worry about. When we look to God, to the divine mind, our source, we don't have to worry about whether he has thought about the right kind of fertilizer, or the right kind of fertile ground, or the right kind of flower bed for the flower to go in, or waiting for the right season to plant, or all. But he has it all, the love and the truth and the joy already, all totally mixed, just exactly right. And all it is all we have to do is turn to it, and it just comes in just exactly with the right amount of truth, and the right amount of love, and the right amount of joy, to just enable us to be able to consume it and digest it, and bring it into the cells, our spiritual cells of our spiritual body, bring it into our form, and bring it to affect us all spiritually, mentally, and physically, to enliven our thoughts, to radiate up our brain, to gear up our brain, and to gear up our physical body, and to gear up our soul. He's able to do all of those things if we'll just stop and meditate and think about all of the love and the joy and the peace and the happiness that is just omnipresent, just sweeping this world. And that this time that we're in now, that is unlike any time we've ever been in before, where consciousness is being raised, and the evolution of our consciousness has reached the time in the period in time when it's going to just begin to speed up. It has been slowly, consciousness since the beginning of the earth has been slowly, and ever surely, slowly but surely, rising a little at a time. But we're reaching a time now where it's going to begin to speed up faster and faster, and go at a geometric rate compared to what it has been doing in the past. And so it's a wonderful time for us to be living in. And we can just look forward to a mushrooming of technology, and that just excites me. I know I like to see new technology coming out, because I know people are thinking, and they've got their brain working. And I like to see new inventions coming out, and new things in the educational system. I just enjoy seeing the universities sparkle with new ideas and new courses, and they're coming out with just, noticed over the past 10 years, they've just come out with all in 10 and 20 years, and especially the last 10 years, they've just come out with all kinds of new courses of every kind. They've got metaphysics courses now, and consciousness courses, and all every kind of mystic courses, and everything you can think of. They are coming up with all kinds of new things, and then new kinds of technology courses, and new kinds of computer courses, and new kinds of communication courses. And we're just mushrooming in our thought patterns and in our thinking and our ability to communicate around the world, and the internet, and YouTube and all, and the other social media is just enabling us to it's working with all this process, and all this process is meshing in together, and working to help to raise consciousness. Because anybody now, see, the good thing about it now is anybody says, well, I'd like to raise my consciousness, I'd like to live on that higher plane, I'd like to have more abundance in my life, I would like to know what you're referring to when you're saying lift consciousness. All they got to do now, you don't have to just search and search and search for some one little book over in the backside of some library or something. But now all you got to do is turn on the YouTube and the internet, and you can just find all you need, all the courses and all of the teaching that you need in order to accomplish those things that you want to accomplish. And you could find these great programs like Tanya Love here that I'm going to listen to today, like I do every morning. And see, she looks like she's ready to lay it on us with some good stuff this morning. She's going to be doing a part 2 of the art of divination, which we listened to. We already listened to that a little while back, and then I realized it's a part 2. So now I'm going to hear that part 2. I mean, that's going to be more exciting probably than part 1 was, and so I can't wait to watch that. But we got these wonderful programs like this, and they're just at your fingertips now. All you guys do is just hit your computer, and it comes right on there, and you've got everything you need to help you to lift that consciousness and to let you know what all is going on in this world today. And as far as and we can keep up on how many people. I can keep up that way on how many people around the world are lifting their consciousness. And that's why I can see easily. You could take the measure of it easily. You can just get on the YouTube and listen to all the teaching going on. That's just unlike anything that we've ever had before. And you could just realize, and you could see how many people are commenting. You can see how many people are how many new programs are coming on every day on YouTube, and you can see what they're saying, and take the measure of their consciousness that way, and you can just see, and it's easy to see how that the consciousness is raising at a geometric rate, and we can that way we have every reason to be joyful, and so we need to just stop and ponder what it actually means that we are one with a divine mind, a source which is right within us, closer than our very own outward, our very own physical, as it were, consciousness, closer than our very own thoughts of our brain. I'm trying to, and closer than the breath that goes in and out of our lungs, closer than all that is that divine mind to us. He's closer than our outward consciousness. He's within our inner consciousness. He's within the consciousness that is vast, our consciousness that spreads throughout this entire universe. It does not. Our inner consciousness does not compress itself into this skull here. That is just the physical consciousness that goes through our mental brain. As the mental brain is like a computer that retains all kinds of memory, and then that it uses that to help us with our outward consciousness that enables us to speak and talk and hear and all those kinds of things. But there's that inner consciousness that operates without even any of the 5 senses operating. Not any of your 5 senses has to be operating. If every one of those stops, your inner consciousness is still going. And so that inner consciousness is the one that is connected with divine mind, source, our infinite mind, God, and it's always inseparably connected with that. And, if everything in the physical body stops, then you're still connected with that infinite mind. And so when it's wonderful when it begins to you begin to if you're able to flow it out into your eyesight and your hearing and your touching and your feeling and your all your senses, and everything is all tuned up and working wonderful, and then you can express that divine mind, and you can express that consciousness outward and affect the world and everything. But we're connected to it regardless of whether we're able to speak or see or any of those things. And so it's just a marvelous thing. And we need to go into quiet meditation and realize that when we do go into quiet meditation, realize that the things we see with our eyes and the things that we hear with our ears, that we actually feel with our our sensation, those things are what we need to shut out. That those things are not the real connection that we have with infinite mind source. And so those are the things. If it's something that's on your mind, that is something that you saw or something that you heard or something that you felt, shut all of that off. Just shut all of that off, because a lot of times, if you'll stop and think about it, that's what's causing you to have fear, and that's what's causing you to feel limited, and that's what's causing you to feel inadequate. And that's what's causing you to feel like you're not in touch with infinite mind and that you don't have all abundance. And because you're looking out with your eyes and you're saying, I see that I don't have something that I want, and so therefore I'm limited, therefore God doesn't love me, or something like that. And or you hear people saying things which are derogatory, or they're they're running you down, or they're saying something derogatory, or criticizing you, and so forth like that. And so then you let that affect you and let that make you feel limited. So that just shows you how that if you shut down the hearing and the sight and all of that, and just get quiet with infinite mind, and just say, I'm going to only receive. I'm not going to receive any more for this 20-minute period that I'm going to spend. I'm not going to receive anything that's coming in from my eyes, and I'm not going to receive anything that's coming in from my ears, or my sensation of touch or any of that. I'm going to just receive what's coming directly from infinite mind source, that still small voice, which I hear regardless of whether my eyes are shut, my ears are closed, and whether I feel anything or not. And then that's when we're going to be able to contact that inner conscious. That's when we're going to be able to begin to lift and raise our consciousness. And that's when we're going to say, aha, I realize that God, infinite mind, is omnipotent, omnipresent, and everywhere. And all I have to do, He's always with me right there, regardless of what I see, regardless of what I hear, regardless of what I feel, regardless of what anybody's saying. He's always right there. And you'll realize that because you don't have to have anything, you don't have to have your eyes, ears, or anything working in order to get those thoughts. And so you realize how powerful it is and how close it is to you. And then that gives you a source of great energy and a source of great strength. And so that's how we begin to raise our consciousness and realize what is actually going on. And that's moving across the face of this earth. People are getting to where they're realizing that it's not just what we see and hear and feel, but it's what we can detect from within ourselves of the presence of infinite mind and infinite source. Now, of course, you listen to nice programs like this with your ears, and you see the person speaking and all like that. And so you receive the truth that way, of course. But then after you receive that truth from these programs, then you need to get quiet in that period of meditation sometime, and close off your eyes and ears and everything, and just ponder in that quietness what it is that they were actually saying to you. And then that's that time when, like the water from the rain soaking into the roots of the flowers and the trees, that's when that truth will begin to soak in. It's able to soak in close, slowly and carefully into the roots of your subconscious mind and into the roots of your inner mind and inner thoughts, and begin to do its work to affect your even your physical body and make it more healthy and strong. And so we need to begin to realize that. And I can't overemphasize how important it is to spend time dwelling upon how God, infinite mind source, is infinite love, all the love we could ever use, and 100,000 times, 100 trillion times more than we could ever use. All the joy, all the peace, all the happiness. He's all those things already. All we got to do is lift our thoughts to it and receive it, just like that flower lifts its self to the sun and to the rain. And so we'll put on